The classification of species into distinct animal kinds is called taxonomy. These parrotfish play their part in a complex symbiotic relationship where many different forms of life all help to keep each other alive. Corals provide a platform for algae to grow, but if algae grows too much, it smothers the reef and the corals die. The parrotfish provides an invaluable service to the coral reef by consuming the algae. He does this with a strong beak perfectly made just for scraping the corals. Unfortunately, he sometimes bites off pieces of the coral whilst feeding, which he later excretes as sand. The cycle doesn't stop there. An army of sea cucumbers and crustaceans then clean the sand, looking for small particles of food. Corals and sea fans also clean the water, which is vital for all aquatic life to survive. Scientists used to think that parrotfish were destroying the reef. But recent studies now prove that when parrotfish are prevented from feeding on an area of reef, the reef is quickly covered by algae and dies. Parrotfish have some amazing features. Like many fish, their scales are incredibly sensitive to water pressure and movement. This means they can swim in a school and never bump into each other. Another interesting trait of the parrotfish is their ability to change sex, and when they do, their color. This ability gives them a greater chance of survival should large numbers of one sex be destroyed. Incredibly, certain parrotfish also change their color to match their surroundings. This is quite remarkable, given that they're colorblind. The incredible variety of parrotfish worldwide adds color and diversity to coral reefs. But their symbiotic relationship with the corals raises serious questions about the origins of life and calls into doubt the traditional evolutionary model taught today. Coral reefs and coral reef fish cannot survive without each other. And if they can't now, did they ever? The logical conclusion is that they have always lived together. With our modern understanding of DNA, the changes that evolutionists require are wishful thinking, and symbiotic relationships seriously question the idea that different forms of life evolved at different times. So, is there further evidence that seriously undermines this theory? Symbiotic relationships also stretch across environments. For example, most people would never consider that trees and other plants play a vital role in the life of dolphins. Vegetation also keeps you and me alive, because plants produce oxygen, and dolphins, like humans, are air breathers. This means that for as long as there have been dolphins, there must have also been plants. Traditional evolutionary teaching claims that dolphins evolved from some kind of cow or other land-based mammal. But is this really possible? Or is this scientific theory really closer to science fiction? To discover the truth, let us consider some of the changes that will be needed for this evolution to take place. As you can see, the dolphin breathes through a blowhole situated on the top of its head. A blowhole does not connect to the throat, as with mammals who breathe through their nostrils, which enables dolphins to eat while submerged without swallowing water. Any mammal trying to evolve nostrils into blowholes would drown, and the evolution is over. If you ever had water go up your nose while swimming, you can understand the problem. The ability to breathe must work properly immediately, or you die. If an animal's nostrils were still evolving, then water would enter the lungs and the animal would drown. Or, if their blowhole was not fully evolved, it would also drown. The deepest recorded dive of a dolphin is 547 meters, which is about 1,800 feet. The weight of water pressure at this depth is more than 820 pounds per square inch. Imagine the problems facing any land mammal attempting such a dive. They would also not be able to see properly, be unable to breed, sleep, eat, hear, or swim efficiently. All of these functions have to be specially designed for life to survive in the oceans. And most of these features evolving gradually would kill the animal. In light of this, it seems incredible that such ideas are still taught and believed in our educational institutions. Dolphins are powerful swimmers and can easily reach speeds of over 30 miles per hour. This is achieved by a strong muscular system built upon a lightweight skeleton. They also shed their outer layer of skin cells, which contain small droplets of oil up to 12 times a day. This suggests that their incredibly smooth skin is lubricated, creating a drag-free surface. Any mammal losing its fur whilst trying to evolve into a dolphin, which has no hair, has a serious problem. He would die of the cold before his body could develop the unique body heating system dolphins use called thermoregulation. Dolphin calves are born tail first because as air breathers, the head has to appear last so the baby does not have to wait to draw its first breath. If it were born head first, they could drown before their entire body has emerged. Any one of these so-called adaptations taking place gradually is enough to kill off any species. And all of them happening together is simply a statistical impossibility in terms of the survivability of the animal. Add to this that any change in design requires intelligence and energy. Humans can design submarines, boats, and scuba equipment because they can study the new environment that they will be entering. Animals do not have this foreknowledge, and the processes of nature alone without intelligence simply do not bring about changes in design.